The doorbell rang. I think there's a package out in the front, but taking extra measures of precaution to open up the package. So, here we go. Okay, so I think this package is exactly what I think it is. This is pretty exciting. Here we go. Throw this away. And the bags too. Like probably a week ago, I don't remember exactly which day, but I dropped the camera and the lens works okay, but there's a little bit of weirdness with it when you try to turn it, so I just got a new one. This bad boy, it's the exact same lens, just new and should work. Also, this bad boy. We are going to film today's talking portion with the really cool wide angle lens, so hopefully this works. The edges are a little rounded, but it's kind of a cool effect. Day 82, and we are in Joshua 12 through 15. In chapter 12, we have the record of the kings that Moses defeated on the east side of the Jordan. Then the kings are listed by name that were defeated by Joshua on the west side of the Jordan. I'm not going to try to pronounce their names, but there were 31 of them. That's a lot of kings. Chapter 13 opens up with God making it very clear to Joshua, like, hey bro, you're getting old and there's still a good chunk of land to conquer, and it details which parts of the land still need to be conquered. It talks about then the inheritance that Reuben, Gad, and half the tribe of Manasseh have on the east side of the Jordan. Then chapter 14 talks about the other 9.5 tribes and the inheritance they have on the west side of the Jordan River. Then chapter 14 reacquaints us with someone who has been mentioned before, Caleb. Caleb was one of 2 spies, in particular the other one was Joshua, when they went in to spy the land in the book of Numbers, and to survey the land, and they were the only 2 of the spies that went that said, hey, we can take this, let's do this, we can take this land. And these are the only 2 people who were allowed to enter the promised land from that generation that came out of Egypt. Oh, hi Jules. And Caleb, he's 85 years old, he's an old dude, but he is like just as fiery as ever and just passionate and wanting to do what it is that God has called him to do, and wanting to take the land that he believes the Lord is giving him. Then chapter 15 is really kind of the beginning of the end of the book of Joshua, in the sense that what's going to happen really for the rest of the book is the detailed allotments of land for each tribe and each family that are in these tribes. But there's really 2 things from these chapters that I thought was cool and interesting, and the first is around Caleb. Like Caleb, he's 85, and 85 back then was old. Just like 85 today is old. I love that in his old age that he still had this passion and this vigor and this desire to do the best things, to do the right things, to do the things that honored the Lord. And I think it's an encouragement for anyone who's watching this, or anyone you know who is in the last stages of their life, to be as passionate as ever, to be as engaged as ever, to be a part of making disciples, to be a part of God's kingdom and sharing the gospel as much as they ever have been. And it's also an important thing for us as the younger generations to take note of, that we don't just push these older generations off to the side, but we see that they have significant value to our culture and significant value to our mission as believers today. And it's not just based off of their previous experience that we can learn from, but their current effectiveness now. We must encourage each other in the Lord in making disciples and furthering His kingdom, no matter what age we're at. The second thing is, what is happening in these chapters is amazing. God made a promise to Abraham, Isaac, and Israel that He would make them the fathers of many nations, of many people. And what was tied to this promise was this reality that they would be a nation, they'd be a people, and they would have this promised land. And as the land is being allotted to the people, this promise is taking place, like it's being fulfilled. And it's an encouragement for us that the promises that we see God list very specifically in Scripture, He will cause them to come to pass. We might not know the timing of those promises per se, but they will come to pass. I think for us, especially as we're living in this COVID-19 pandemic, the promise that we can hold to is the promise that Jesus is coming back. Like, Jesus is returning. He will return very soon. We as followers of Jesus get to hold to that promise. The fact that someday very soon we will be in the presence of God. And there's no better promise than that. Alright, so with being at home now a lot because of the COVID-19 pandemic, I will do my best to be creative with these vlogs, but I want to kind of let you know where I feel led to take this for this season. I've had guests on before, but I'm really going to start tapping into people online as people are at home, and to welcome people on the vlog via Zoom, Google Duo, FaceTime, whatever other outlets there are to talk to people. But also, I would love for people themselves to film them just a couple minutes talking about the passages of that day and the things that they took from those passages, and just posting it with the vlog, just having them themselves share. I don't necessarily need to be there as you know, talking about that passage with them, but I want to let you know kind of where I believe this is taking us for this season with the current circumstances we're facing. I'm really excited about this. I think this will be really neat to hear other people's insights into these passages. And so we're going to be starting that in a few days. We're going to get through Joshua first, and then once we start Judges, we're going to have that be more consistent. So make sure you tune into the vlogs, and even you as a viewer, I would love to have you a part of it as well. If you want, please reach out to me, write in the comments below, hey, I'm so-and-so, and I'd love to, you know, chime in every now and then. I'd love to have you. That would be awesome. But just so you guys know where I believe things are headed for this season for the vlog.